Hey guys, let's see. Here we go. We are live. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. We are getting ready to start our race here at Bathurst, Australia. Coming to you live from the my office. Not very exciting, but hey, we are here. So let me get some of this stuff set up. And we will get going here in just a second. Make sure I got everything working, and then we'll fire up iRacing and get into a practice session. The race starts, I think qualifying is at 11:45, so in about 10 more minutes. So we'll do a few practice laps and get going. What's up, Eve? How are you? Let me know if everything sounds good in the chat there. We are still kind of playing with setup of this stuff, so if it's not perfect, let me know and I will try to correct it. Let's see. Let's get you guys onto the main screen here. And let's get into it. We're doing the 991 GT3 Cup. This is the Porsche Cup iRacing series. This is the season finale, actually, here at Mount Panorama. So I'm just kind of getting my my legs under me, as it were, in the Porsche Cup series. We're not going to dive bomb anybody. We're not going to fight for position. We're not going to do anything. These guys have been racing all season, and I'm just showing up here in the last two races. I did the one before this at Donington Park, and now we're at Bathurst, and then the season starts over next week. So we're just going to go out and just kind of run our pace and try to stay out of the way for the guys that are running for points for the season. So don't expect a race win or anything out of it, but the main thing here, Bathurst is known for its crashes and just how difficult and tight it is. It's concrete walls all the way up and down the mountain. So really, as long as you can stay out of the walls, you can actually have a really good finish here. Most people are going to crash
radio
out.
Check. Spotter, radio check.
They're going to crash out pretty early, and we just got to stay out of the carnage. If we can do that, then we'll probably have a pretty decent result, I would imagine. So that is the strategy for the day. Just don't crash, don't die. Looks like everything's working pretty well. So let's jump into the car. I am going to try to talk you guys through a lap here.
Lane speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. Take care, there's a car approaching. Oh crap, we've just had a stop-go penalty.
Already got a stop-go. Alright, we're going to stay to the left side of the track. I'm going to let these guys...
Alright.
And here's somebody already going for it. Straight out of pit lane, trying to go right around me already, so... Things to come.
You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty. On your right.
Let this guy go. He's got hot tires. He was already on track, so we'll let them battle it out in practice. This is practice sessions turn into race sessions real quick in iRacing. Guys seem to forget that it doesn't count towards points in the practice sessions, but you will see guys just absolutely dive bomb people and just get real racy. That doesn't really make sense to me.
2:15.91.
But hey. Alright. That's not what we want. But we got to do a black flag anyways, so get that over with. Okay. Oh, I did it again.
Pit exit looks clear. Bollocks, we've got a stop-go.
It's so different when you get into an official practice session. They start you at your pit box is way much further back. Usually in normal practice sessions, your pit box is the end of the speed limit, so you kind of don't have to worry about
Clear right.
What is this dude doing, man? Why are you passing me coming out of the pit lane, dive bombing me into turn 1? And again, I mean, that is just what this session is going to be all about. Everybody just wants to win the practice sessions.
There's traffic behind, take care.
I do not understand that mentality. Told you guys it was going to be a crash fest, and so far we're already delivering. I am a man of my word. These guys just go. That guy in front of me is the guy that rear-ended me here just a minute ago, so we'll see how long he lasts on this one. Try not to get collected. There's a car off into the wall over there, up in the air, coming across the track right in the middle. Yep, that was awesome. Yep, this guy's got damage. This guy's in the wall.
Clear left.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear you.
And, the action is already starting here at Bathurst in the first laps of the practice session. Oh, this is going to be an interesting race, man. This is really going to just be about surviving, and not fast lap times are not going to help you here, at least not mid-pack. If you can stay out of a crash and not do what I just did there, if you can just avoid crashing in the race, you're going to do well. I mean, I got to get warmed up here. I haven't really done any laps today. Been trying to get other stuff done and prepped. So I am just like the tires and the brakes, I'm cold. I need my time to get warmed up here. We gotta check what our fuel consumption is like. We should have plenty of fuel for the race. In the last race, I made a fuel calculation error, and I had to pit for 1 gallon of fuel at the end of the race, and I went from 8th to 16th. So, not a good race strategy there. A little too bold. Didn't really work out. So, should be using around 3.3 liters of fuel per lap, and then and that's a little high, and then I've got some extra on top of that. So, you can see now we're just over 12 gallons. In my fuel calculations, it's brought into liters, so then I convert it into gallons because I'm not super familiar with liters. Gallons make more sense to me. I can kind of understand that. Some stuff I like metric, some stuff I like imperial. Just kind of depends on what it is. Coming into one of the more critical corners, getting a good run out of there is worth a lot of time because it's such a long straightaway. Anytime you can get a good run onto a long straightaway, you're going to be ahead. Getting bad runs on the straightaways hurt you big time, especially here. I mean, you're on the shift lights in 6th gear. We'll actually hit the brake pedal this time so that we don't go into the grass. Nice and easy rolling into the throttle to not shock the tires there. That's going to be one of those
Second
points.
3 years, 1.3 off the pace.
That's going to be one of those points where I think we're going to see a lot of carnage. A lot of people are going to try to dive bomb there. It's a tight second gear corner. People are going to get impatient. People are going to get impatient on the throttle and get sideways coming out of there and get a slow run. The person behind them is just going to rear end them. That is my prediction for the race. So I started taking a little bit different line through there, trying to avoid some of the bumps, and definitely seems to help out. Going, avoiding the inside of that particular corner really upsets the car if you get it too inside on a big bump there, and you cannot stay full throttle, and it just kind of hurts your run up that hill. To just survive this section. That is the name of the game for the day. You guys are going to hear me say that a lot. I'm going to repeat myself saying, I'm just going to take it easy. We're just going to survive. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But I have to keep telling myself the same thing so that I actually do it and try not to get too racy once we actually get into it here. But qualifying should start soon. This is just a practice session. We'll get on that and just try to put a decent lap together for qualifying. We're not going to do anything crazy like try to get a draft from somebody and maximize every thousandth of a second. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter one bit. For me, I mean, I'm going to be running towards the back, trying not to ruin anybody else's race that's been racing all season. We're the newcomer in the middle of the season here, or at the end of the season here, so we just want to play nice. Ready for qualifying. So we'll try to get out of the way here somewhere safe and disappear off the track. And let's get into the race session. Hope everything sounds all right for you guys. If you can, get in the chat and let me know if everything sounds all right. I have no way of really knowing. There's somebody at my front door, but that can wait. Sounds super good. That's what I like to hear. We've got our new Audio-Technica headset here working in the preamp, so all of that seems good. I'm happy with it. It's not quite as comfortable as the Sennheiser was, but I've got some different ear cups coming that hopefully can help that. These are a little bit smaller, so we'll just kind of tweak and play until something figures out, but definitely is a much nicer sounding setup. I can hear myself really nice and hear everything else, and it seems to be much better for streaming in this setup, so pretty happy with that. We're just going to leave fuel at race fuel. I'm not going to get into the
track
setup.
Temperature's decreasing. It's now 22 Celsius.
I'm not going to get into doing qualifying setups and qualifying fuel for this. And we're just gonna leave it alone. So I make sure that I don't forget to put it back to full race mode and have to pit for a gallon again or anything stupid. So I'm just going to kind of leave it alone. Wherever we end up, and we'll just have to deal with it. Try to just get a clean start, stay out of the carnage in turn 1 when the race actually gets underway. It's a 12-lap race, so plenty of opportunity to avoid crashes. Not a ton of overtaking is going to happen under full race situation, but we'll get around a couple cars. That's for sure. Okay, qualifying is ready, so we'll jump into it, and we'll give these guys a minute here. So, fortunately, we get to do qualifying on our own in this series, it looks like, so that's nice. Sometimes
speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour. Looks like you're clear on the pit exit. Okay, Travis, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
a lot of times we end up having to qualify with the full grid at the same time, and it's just full of traffic and kind of becomes a mess. You got to kind of play the game of finding empty spots around the track and just kind of sit around and wait for some clean areas. Try not to get stuck behind a slow car or something that's going to hold you up and kind of ruin your lap. But they give us the track to ourselves in this one, so we're just going to spin this first lap trying to get the tires warm. We've got to go all the way around to start finish before we can get the timing going. So we're just going to brake and gas and brake and gas. Try to get some temp in the brakes, get some temp in the tires here, and you see it's trying to spin the tires when I get back onto third gear there. So definitely, it makes a huge difference in iRacing if you can get some heat in the tires, and even track conditions really make a difference. I mean, you can just change the time of the day and get over a second off your lap time just with that. So you really got to remember that it's not always the same grip levels every time you come out, and you really got to kind of adjust on the fly, just like you would in a real car. So we're just going to do some braking here. Do a little bit of a practice start. Just go through the motions, let's get warmed up. All we got to worry about is getting a clean run into the last corner. So we've got some good speed across start-finish to start our lap, and some good entry into the first corner, which is called Hell Bend. Every corner here has an interesting name. I don't know them all, but I know a couple of them. All right. Try to carry some speed. Yeah, we're green. We're going for it. Try to stay nice and smooth. We've got 2 laps, so if I screw it up or I feel like something goes wrong, we can always try again on the second lap as long as we don't stuff it. If we crash and we go to pit lane, then it's over. But at least we have a little bit of an opportunity to improve if need be. But again, qualifying position really is not going to matter. It's only going to matter for the top, handful of guys at the very front that are able to just run really fast, clean laps here. Anybody else in the mid pack is just going to be surviving the first lap and getting away from accidents, and that's going to improve your position better than a fast qualifying run. Trying not to scrape the walls with the mirrors, but that is the fast way through. I'm being very, very careful. You can get through there much faster than I can, than I'm doing it, but it's always faster if you don't hit the wall. So. And then this section of the track's a little deceiving because it kind of opens up and you end up, you got all this vast land in front of you and you feel like you got all this room, but it's just as easy to run off and have a mistake here too. Pretty good run out of there, felt good about that. Into the final corner, hair slow, but let's do one more, just for good measure.
The lap time was 2:12.00.
We got a lot more temp in the tires this time around, so we might improve upon it just to get another lap under our belt. It never hurts to have one more. Getting a little loose even in fourth gear coming out of that, coming into the quarry. Try to stay to the left to avoid that big bump right there. Much smoother through there when I take that line. That is absolutely the preferred line. Float over these corners. Keep it tucked in. A little bit of understeer over the crest. Just kind of pushes you wide. Once you start understeering, it's really hard to get it back. So you just kind of stay patient, wait for it. Turn it in early, compression, get a good run out of there, not bad at all. As you can see, we're already a second over our time.
That's a new fastest lap for Dolly.
Down there on the dash, but we're gonna get a bad run. And we're giving it all away, but still almost a second improved on our 2:11.98 first lap. And it's all about finding that rhythm over the hill. You can get a good run down the hill, you can improve on your time pretty easy, but easier said than done. Try to carry some speed through here, jump the curb. Across the line, 0.7 faster, so a 2:11.2.
Okay.
And that's what we got. Hey, Daddy-O. Didn't know you had to be on YouTube, not through Facebook. Oh, thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining. I learned my broadcasting skills from you. I've got my pro mics here, so we're trying to be on your level. We're getting ready to start the race here in just a minute, Dad, so guys, stick around.
That's the end of the session, P4.
The start of the race is going to be the most exciting. We're going to treat this 991 GT3 Cup like a two-stroke dirt bike and ride the clutch as hard as we can on the launch and just drag launch the crap out of it. We'll see. We usually end up with a pretty good run. But I'm not going to push the issue and try to overtake anybody. It's a short run into the first corner there, so we're just going to sit back and let everybody kind of run around us and crash and get crazy. And apparently we're P4 on the grid, so not a bad run. I was not expecting that. I didn't even look at the results because I didn't care. But we're just outside of the podium, going into the season finale race here at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, Australia. This is
Bonjour, bonne course everyone.
this is going to be interesting. This was not my plan to be this far up, and the guys behind me are going to get impatient quick, I would imagine. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time managing the people behind me more than worrying about the guys in front of me. So we'll try to. Not a Newman. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Dad. Oh, Newman mic? No, it's Audio Technica mic headset. So it's all built into one and plugs into that preamp I was telling you about. So we are the number 6 car. If you guys look on the bottom right, there you can see the relative. That's the cars around us, how the gap between the cars around us, and that's super important for me to see, so that I know who's coming up, how far away the guys are in front of me, if there's somebody, catching me from behind. All right, we're ready. Here's for the lights. The red lights are going to come on. When they come off and go green, we're going to launch. There we go. And a great start. As you can see, we're catching the guys already. And get on the brakes. This guy on the inside is dive bombing. We're going to let them go. There's a pretty good gap to the people behind us. This top 5 we're now. We're going to see. We're going to see how long we can stick with them. But I am not willing to crash. We're going to just lift early. Let them make the mistake.
That's okay. Now find your groove.
And just try to stay with the pack. Try to keep it clean with these guys. Like I said, a lot of these guys have been racing all season in this series, and there is a points championship. So we're not in the points. We've done one other race in this series, so it's more important for them to do well than for me to do well. So we're just going to try to stay with them to stay out of trouble. Keep the guys behind us, but already struggling a little bit with cold tires coming up the skyline. And my heart is racing. I'm glad I've got my heart rate monitor on. I'm very curious to see. I can feel the adrenaline. Oh no! And that's what happens. That easy. I lost concentration. Just a hair. I was trying to be too easy. Damage isn't bad though, so we're able to just carry on, and I think we're in 6th position. A little bit of damage on the front right corner there, but not too bad. It's going to hurt us a little bit on the straightaway, but I'm going to have to shut up and drive here for a minute. Car feels pretty good, so I think we're okay. We got out very, very lucky on that one.
The gap behind is now 0.9.
A lot more, feeling a lot of understeer here. So I'm gonna have to manage with the front tires a little bit. Try not to kill the tires as we scrub them with that understeer. Managing this race is all it's going to be about. Just try to hit my marks, hit my turn-ins, get to power early, and stay with these guys.
Okay, Travis, don't let this guy distract you.
Get it turned in nice and easy. Get a good run out of there.
1.3.
Makes you very nervous getting that close to the walls. We got to do that 12 times in a row, and try not to hit them every time. But the closer you can get to the walls, the easier the line is through there. But so far, we're having a decent pace.
The leader has just done a 2:10.32.
10 more
Sixth
laps.
place. That was a 2:12.86.
We're 2 seconds off the leader on that lap, which is fine. It can be a pretty big difference between the top couple guys a lot of times. But a lot of them have a lot of experience here. So like I said in the beginning, we're just going to let them go. I'm not trying to go 2 seconds a lap faster to catch first place, because that is a fool's run there. It's never going to work. If I can just stick with this guy, I'll be happy. But really just surviving the race without having to retire to pit lane is my main goal for today. But luckily it looks like we're able to, and a little bit of a slide from the car ahead. That ruins his run. We back off with him. Give him plenty of room. If he goes into the wall, it's very likely he can collect us with him. So not tailgating is a safe move. Nice and smooth to the throttle, not spin the tires in second gear. Coming out of there downhill gives you a lot of momentum on the downhill, which is nice, but it's still easy to spin tires in this 485 horsepower Porsche GT3 Cup. And we go wide, come over the curb, and get on the brakes, nice and good, smooth. Get it turned in, get the full throttle. We're just having nice clean laps here.
That's a new fastest lap for Lolly, 2:10.03.
Same with this corner. You really got to manage going to the throttle. Just you want to roll into it. You don't want to shock the rear tires, because if you shock them with a foot full of throttle, you're just going to spin the tires, and you will spin, and you'll just hook straight into the pit wall there on the left side. So we're kind of managing our gap. The cars behind, we're kind of managing that gap. All we got to do is run clean laps. Somebody wants to catch and dive bomb me, I am going to let them go. I'm not going to press the issue. I think this Kevin here behind us is slowly kind of creeping up. We'll see how desperate he is for a position. You'd be amazed at how desperate people are for one position. You know, they're willing to take you both out just to get around you sometimes, and just gotta remove your ego, remove your pride, just like Marcellus Wallace talks about in Pulp Fiction. Yeah, that's pride messing with you, and here he is on our bumper. Gonna get a little bit of a bad run there, but we'll see if he wants to go around, and he does. So we're just gonna lift. We're gonna be nice, let him go. There's a good gap behind.
Come on, Travis. Don't panic. We'll get him back.
So no big deal there. There's two guys, looks like they're side by side battling in my mirror. So we'll see what those guys are up to here in a few minutes. Oh no, we run wide. And the car behind runs wide.
Car left, clear left.
No, no, no. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so close. We almost got collected there. And I'm sitting in the middle of the track. I can't turn. Come on. Alright, let's go. One little mistake, that's all it takes. But luckily we're still in the race. I don't know how we didn't get collected coming back onto the track there. It seemed okay, and then it kind of cut again and started going sideways, and I got stuck in the wall and had to do an Austin Powers 10-point turn, it felt like. So now we're down in 11th. 7th to 11th with a crash. Could have been worse. Guess that's what I get for being nice. Nice guys finish last, right?
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 16 seconds.
But anything can happen. Those guys are so close. If any of those guys have a little mistake, let's get her stopped. If those guys have a mistake, we'll catch right back up to them. But I'm just going to run my laps here. We've got 20 seconds to the car behind us and 8 seconds to the car in front of us. So if a top 10 would be incredible here. See if we can catch up to Mr. Nicholas. Jumping the curb, the top of 6th gear. We actually get that corner right this time.
The gap in front is now 8.4. You've just done a 2:12.88.
Nice and easy through there. That corner is called Hell Corner, and I think it's named Hell Corner for a reason, because that's the cause of many issues. People get a little overzealous trying to get down this front straight. Here we go up into the quarry, one of the tighter sections. Try to brake in a straight line, stay to the inside, stay away from the bump on that curve over there. Nice and smooth, just like that. We can stay on full throttle. A little bit of a lift. Manage this corner. Scrape the walls. A little sideways coming out. Sideways over the crest as it gets light. It's a ton of fun, but man, it gets scary in a hurry. Just like that. It always wants to lock up coming over there. That is Skyline. And now we're coming down through the S's. Into this downhill tight corner. Really got to stay the inside. It's downhill, so it always wants to push you wide and make you understeer straight into that wall. So we're still 8 seconds to Mr. Nicholas up there. I don't expect too much of a change in that. I think we're just going to kind of manage that. 8 seconds till the end. If I start trying to get too racy, I'm going to have a crash. I'm absolutely going to stuff it into the wall. So I'd rather finish in 11th than not finish at all.
Travis. Halfway home. Fuel looks good. Your last lap time was at 2:14.75.
So we're halfway through the race. 6th gear under the bridge. Go all the way to this access road, hard on the brakes. Down to 4th gear, trail it in a little bit, and get back on the throttle. Man, it's a little loose through there today. Try to brake in a straight line. Jump this crest. Just the tiniest bit of a correction in anticipation from keep the car from getting too sideways. Nice and easy. Brake in straight lines. Keep her tucked in. Nice.
Alright, Travis, you're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 5.6 seconds.
Oh, Mr.
Pretty
Nicholas
slow,
had a
2
mistake.
PSs.
He's 5 seconds ahead now. We're reeling him in. He had a 3-second delay bobble somewhere, and we're pulling the guy behind us. So I don't need to worry about anything behind me. Just eyes forward, focus. Yeah, and we're not going to get real racy with this guy, but if the opportunity presents itself, we are racing, so we will take a top 10 if so possible. Nice and smooth out of there, very nice.
That lap was at 2:12.62.
Nice little touch oversteer on throttle in 3rd. A lot of low end torque. I wonder if Nicholas here has some damage. We seem to be gaining on him pretty rapidly. Got that gap down to 3 seconds now. So 2 seconds a lap is quite a bit, but we've only got a couple laps to go, and we're just gonna try not to screw it up here. Just try to get clean exits.
4.3. P11. Incident in Hell Corner. We think it might be Garcia.
Alright. Word over the radio of an incident in turn 1. He said Hell Corner. That's where a lot of incidents are going to happen. People get impatient in there. A lot of people in pit lane. See those blue names under mine are guys that were in pit lane. You're going to be there for a few minutes. If you got to get into pit lane to fix damage, you're there for a little while. Trying to manage the throttle through that section. Risk management is the name of the game around here. If I can go 90% throttle and not get sideways versus trying to pin full throttle the whole way and get loose and sketchy, I'm going to go 90% every time. So we're definitely closing the gap to this guy. Don't get racy. Stay patient.
The gap in front is now 2.8 seconds. There's an incident in the chase. Looks like it's Smith.
I just gotta keep my focus now. This guy's kind of all over the road here.
Incident in quarry.
Now there's an incident up here. We're going into the quarry. And I don't see anything on the relatives too crazy, so we'll just stick with it. Make sure there's not a car stopped in the middle of the road. Oh, and he is off. Mr. Nicholas is into the wall. And just like that,
Push, push, push. We can get
we're
this
into
guy.
the top 10. Just waiting for other people to make mistakes. That's all we got to do. Now I got to not make a mistake. He's going to have some damage on that one. Yeah, he's 30 seconds back. He's out. He's gone. He gone. So now all I got to do is just brake a little early.
In front of us is Smith.
Be smooth. Don't run off. Don't do anything stupid. I'm not going to catch the guy ahead of me. There's only 2 laps left. If we can just bring it home in 10th, I will be incredibly happy.
E10, 2 to go. That was 2:15.36.
I can see the car ahead of me. We've been slowly catching up to him, but he's too far ahead for us to actually do anything, so no worries there. We're just gonna kind of sit here in the middle of the track by ourselves and have a nice clean race.
Gap to Smith. Ahead is now 10 seconds. There's an incident in Philemy Park.
Hear all the radio chatter, all the incidents coming from my crew chief. People are starting to get dicey towards the end of the race here. People start getting impatient.
Keep your wits about you, mate.
Yep, there's a car stop there. One more lap to go for the leaders. They just crossed start-finish. As we get a little screwed up there, but I'm leaving myself plenty of margin. Whew, starting to get sweaty.
One more lap to go.
Alright guys, we're up to P9. Somebody else ahead of us went off and had a crash, so we got a free position out of that one. And we are inside the top 10. Pretty exciting stuff for me. As much fun as it is to dice it up with other cars, sometimes you just gotta keep it smart.
Incident in McPhillamy Park.
There's more crashes up ahead on the radio as guys use this last lap to get every point they can in this series championship.
Yellow flag, watch out.
That guy is still there. That's our boy Nicholas. That we were running down. He was in 10th. And the final time through the mountain section down the hill on our penultimate lap. Why do people say penultimate in racing all the time? The penultimate corner of the penultimate lap and the penultimate series and blah blah blah. It's like their favorite word. Every commentator says it at least 5 times per broadcast. I guess it sounds better than second to last. Gotta get all fancy with them big words. Let's jump the curb here a little bit. For one more time through the chase. As we close the gap to Mr. Smith, 80 up there. But nowhere near enough to do anything overtaking. But here we go across the line. Boom, checkered flag, just like that. 9th place. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually incredibly happy with that. And there's the pace car. You know, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see if we can do a donut without getting crashed into. Cool. You guys, that's it for the race. Thank you, Beeve. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tactical Baby Gear. Let's have a look at some replay here. Let's watch the start of the race in my 2-stroke dirt bike launch strategy. So we gain on 3rd place there, but then we keep it nice and smooth. And then this black #1 car just absolutely sends it up the inside. And oh my God, carnage behind us. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. Oh yeah, there's a car turned around. That was pretty awesome there. Such a cool sight seeing just a flock of 991 GT3 Cup cars running down the road there. Pretty awesome opening couple laps. Just kind of running with that top 5 group. Look at that Tactical Baby Gear Porsche. Yeah, super cool. See if we can see where I hit the wall. I don't remember what lap that was, 2 or 3, where I just kind of tagged the front right fender there. We got super lucky to not have suspension damage. And it was just pushed up the bodywork a bit. The car felt absolutely fine, so it's about as good as it gets around Bathurst for touching the wall. Oh, there it is. Tink, right in the hole. We bounce and then lose a position. And luckily, these guys behind me don't get too crazy, and I'm able to keep them back there. You can see my hood's pushed up and my fender's pushed up, but hey, pretty cool. You guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to leave you on this replay for a hot minute, but man, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Beeve. Thank you, Dad, for getting in the chat and hanging out with me. I am super hungry. Ready for some lunch after that run. But yeah, pretty cool. P9 in our full first race at Bathurst, Mount Panorama. That's the first time I've ever raced here. I just learned the track a couple days ago, so I was just happy to keep it out of the wall. But thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.